into it and are safe. Lord, we thank you that we can turn our hearts to you and give you praise and thanksgiving for how you have been working within our country and among our people, Lord. Thank you again for another school term. We have seen our children back to school. God, we know many of them will be facing their exam in another week coming up, and some of them would have started some of their exam for the CXC and so on. And God, we just pray for wisdom. We just pray for knowledge. We pray for your understanding. Keep their minds steady. And Lord, remove the fear to do something when it comes to exam. You are so faithful, Lord. And I pray, oh God, that you would bring to their remembrance the things that they would have studied, and that, Lord, they would be able to rightly apply the knowledge and the wisdom that you would grant them so that they'll be successful. Just for those who are doing the CPE exam, that, Lord, you will be with the young ones and give them the strength and the grace. Help them to also recognize that you are there so that they could open their mouth and ask of you for wisdom and strength and direction, Lord. And those who are doing the CXC and CAPE, and even those in the universities that are doing the final exam in another week coming up, Lord, you're going to be with them and you're going to grant them success. Lord, today we just want to continue to pray for our nation today. I pray especially for the accident that happened with the Coast Guard and that boat, Lord. We know how hard it is, how difficult it is for the families as well as for the RGPF. And Lord, today I pray that you would come alongside them, grant them strength, grant them comfort, grant them your grace at this time, Lord. You know what happened. And God, we were not there. We can see some of the posting and so on. But God, I thank you for that one life that was able to be spared despite the accident, Lord. And God, I pray for the family of the young man that has lost his life. God, we pray for them today for your grace and for your strength and for your comfort. And even for, as the gentleman who was representing the RGP, it was a difficult time. It was a hard time for those who met in that accident, Lord. And I pray even at this time, Lord, you grant them the grace and the strength and the comfort and the courage, whatever would have happened. God, your eye sees and knows everything. And Lord, I just pray that we will not heat salt into wounds, Lord, but we will be a people who will be willing to forgive. We'll be a people who will be there to sympathize and to, feel. Sometimes, God, you are the only one who will touch according to our human frailty and our human weaknesses. And you know everything. And Lord, the strength that they need for these days, the head to get ahead of it, Lord, I pray that you would grant it to them, the courage and the strength. I pray for our people as a nation, Lord, you continue to help us to do everything within our power to ensure that there's peace, there's love, and there's harmony in our country, Lord. Whatever is raising its head to bring us down to the ground and back to the gutters, Lord. Father God, I pray that your wisdom would supersede the wisdom of men. And God, we would all try to work together to build and aspire as one people, one nation. I pray for the present government and those who are in authority, Lord. You see that we must pray for them that they will rule well and the peace of God will be upon them. We know they're human. They're subject to human frailty like us, make mistakes and so on. They're not perfect. No one is perfect. And God, we ask for you to uphold their hands at this moment. Strengthen them. Give them grace. Even as we know we are going into an election period, the climate has started to heat up, Lord. But God, I pray for your peace. I pray for brotherhood. I pray for, love to be emanating among us, that we will see ourselves as one people, and we will not see things and colors and creed and everything that will divide us, Lord. But we'll do everything within our power to maintain the peace and to have a peaceful election and to see that, God, you're going to put up who you want to put up. You're going to put down who you're going to put up, Lord. It is not to them. The secret of this nation does not lie with the politician, but it lies with your people who are called by your name. We'd humble, we'd pray, and we'd ask you to move, that to see your hands move it in this nation. To see our nation be a united people. To see our nation be a loving people. We'll speak kindness to each other. We'll learn to embrace each other and to build up each other, God. We come against all the mudslinging and everything that started to happen, Lord, and we pray that you would keep us in control and you will have your divine way and you will just lead us on as we trust in you. In Jesus' lovely name I pray, thanksgiving. Amen and amen.
And amen. Good morning. How are you?
What's that?
I said amen. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
Great.
Yeah, and how are you?
I'm all right.
Bless the Lord. So I pray that you have a blessed day. Even in your deliberation, the Lord will lead you and direct you and cause His face to shine upon you and grant you His peace. Okay, that's my prayer for you today.
Well, thank you very much. Amen. I hear
So you get a special prayer.
you. Yeah, I got a special prayer running.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, so you're good.
Yes, I'm good.
All right, Terry. All right, my brother. Take care.
You need shouting, you better come and pray.
Don't worry. One of these mornings he will. Leave him alone.
Okay.
All right then. Bye bye.
Okay.
All right, bye. It's real. It's 91 on your dial. Good morning, Grenada. How you doing?
More things could happen all of a sudden before you realize it's only a disguise.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent. Perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines. Yet suitable for your hand wash. Soft on your hands. Ozone Disinfecting Cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness. Keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents: soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Who wants to save 30%? Everybody! Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
Spare a pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenlike, you come first. Save energy, save a dime, reduce your wattage and reduce your time. When you use appliances, make sure you buy energy efficient every time. Spare a pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenlike, you come first. Spare a pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenlike, you come first.
We got the call on our way home that something was wrong. When we got here, we saw that the entire house was engulfed in flames. Just sitting there and looking at basically your whole life investment going up in flames. It did take a toll on us as a family. Once we decided to rebuild, the thought came up to use the Housing Authority of Grenada. After they sent in their quotation, which we thought was very, very reasonable, we decided to go with Housing Authority of Grenada. They were very helpful. They visited the site weekly. The staff was very professional. The contractor was very professional. They delivered our house on time. The quality of work was amazing. And as you can see today, we are not disappointed. I would definitely recommend Housing Authority of Grenada for all your construction needs. With their affordable costs, high level of customer service, guidance, and building expertise, they will help you as they help us.
There comes a time in every household when a loved one passes on, and we all need the support and guidance of a trusted friend. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home has been your dedicated friend. And now, for your convenience and added financial ease, we introduce specially designed complete funeral packages from as low as $5,500. Same professional quality services, but now greater choices at the lowest possible prices. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, Visit Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. Conditions apply. Serving you from locations in St. George's, Grenville, and Carriacou. Call us at 440-2302 any time of day. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home, continuing a tradition of excellence.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, inset screens and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
The first word when you speak about furniture is classic. Yes, at Classic Furniture, they design and make the best in local furniture. All their products are made from the finest local wood available on island. You think it, they design it and make it to your expectations. The highest standards at the best possible price, and they also provide higher purchase for you, their valued customers. Located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville, with their factory at Chantemelle in St. Patrick. That's where you need to visit when looking for products made of the finest local wood. They deliver and install items at no extra cost. Your satisfaction is their mission. The extra step is taken to ensure their customers are completely satisfied. They do doors and finished kitchens, supplies mattresses, and restores antique pieces to look like the first day they were made. Hey, give us a call on 442-4645 and 442-9726. Classic Furniture, Grenada's homegrown furniture producers.
Morning to all. How you doing this morning? Across the board. Morning to Grenada. And of course, you know when I say Grenada, Carriacou pretty much, they already included there, right? But nonetheless, they like a little separation sometimes. So good morning, folks inside of Carriacou. Pretty much, I love you too.
With everybody scrambling to get a shit.
Drumsticks, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
How are you, my dear?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, I'm there. Tell me.
Okay. Good morning to the nation. I read from the Word of God, John chapter 1, verse 4. And these things written be unto you, that your joy may be full. This then is the message which we have heard of him, and declare unto you that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. If we say that we have fellowship with him and walk in darkness, we lie, and do not the truth. But if we walk in the light as he is in the light, we have fellowship with one another. And the blood of Christ, Jesus Christ, his Son, cleanseth us from all sin. If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. This is the end of the scripture reading.
Thank you very much, my dear. And how are you today?
I'm good. Good.
Family all right?
Yes, everything all right with me and my family, but I don't like how these people are getting on the family and make this little mistake and put in family on Twitter and WhatsApp and Facebook and kind of things. at the end of boat yesterday evening, my eyes get tired. Oh gosh, man. Like,
Let me ask you a couple of questions.
mm,
Let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you believe that error, that slip,
that's it.
hold on, listen to me. Do you believe that slip will cause Pamela to win an election? To lose an election?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
So what's the big deal? Then don't worry.
Okay.
You understand?
Not at all.
You don't have to worry about it. She made the mistake. Immediately as she made the mistake, she corrected the mistake.
Yes, yes.
And let's move on. I mean, the other side, they have had people who have made mistakes. And they have people who continue to make mistakes. And this is what it is all about. It happens. No one wants to. No one sets out to make a mistake.
True.
Do you understand? And it brings us to the incident that happened with the Coast Guard and the young men.
That's
The Coast Guard did not set out to go and kill anybody.
Nobody, no.
No. It is rather unfortunate that it was just, well, it was a mistake. It was an incident that happened that nobody had control over. Men claimed that the young man claimed that they were signaling. The Coast Guard did not see.
See, because the light was, maybe the light they had was so dim. Because I understand it's was a phone light.
A phone light, and it is possible. The situation is that the Coast Guard men did not see. Do you understand? And when you see, traveling at sea, it's not like you're traveling on land. There are no roads. The sea is open, and if you pick a particular path that you're going to follow, then you pick that particular path that you're going to follow. You as the captain of any boat, you have to be cognizant that yes, they can be vessels, but what has to happen, the rules are that all vessels must have a light.
Light, yes, true, that's true.
And what we should take away from this, what should be taken away from this? The gentleman has passed. It is unfortunate. The family, of course, they're distraught at this particular point in time. His friends and everybody. But here is one. All persons who are traveling in small craft like this should realize that, hey, we have to ensure that when we go out, we have every single item that is needed. If there was a flare gun on board and they fired the flare, the Coast Guard would have seen them. If there was a big light, not just a phone light. I mean, you for yourself, if you stand up in your yard and you're waving your phone light for somebody way up the road, they might not even see it.
Not at all.
Right. So, if they had a bigger flashlight and they could have flicked the lights, then somebody may have picked it up on the Coast Guard. It is rather unfortunate. It is something that would have touched the core. I've not spoken to any police officer about this. But this would have touched the core of the RGPF. Mr. Martin is on vacation right now, and Mr. Francois, I know he will be distraught that something like this happened. And they'll be reaching out. Different groups, the social affairs department, the police, they will reach out to the families and to the friends of this youngster. It is a death that I can't say could have been avoided, but may have been averted if the proper things were in place. If we had flare guns and all these other things. So this should be a lesson. What happened to this young man should be a lesson to all those who operate crafts, small crafts like that. You have every single thing. And then also you have to have a plan. If a boat is coming at you and you realize that by the time that boat is like 100 meters away from you and you realize, hey, this boat is still coming in this direction, it is time for me to abort. It is time for me to jump ship. Do you understand? One jumped, the other one probably did not make it to jump. But at 100 yards away, man, even if I can't swim and I realize that boat coming, I taking my chances in the water. Because the boat is coming dead on me. And I mean, I want us as Grenadians to stop hammering the police and stop hammering the Coast Guard. Because they are the same people. When things happen, we call on them, hey, go look for these people, go look for those people.
Yeah.
They're the same ones that we're looking to hammer at this time. And it's not good. I probably have some more things to say a little later on, but nonetheless, have a nice day, my darling. Take care.
You have a nice
Okay, good.
Bye.
It's real. It's 91.9. It's 91.5. www.realfmgrenada.com. Stay with us. We've got the weather coming up in a bit. It is real. Cloudy? Yeah, I dare say so. On my side. I don't know what's on his side. Let's find out from Andre Charles. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning to you and to listeners of Real FM. And here's weather for today, Tuesday the 26th April 2022. Currently it's cloudy. Winds are variable at 2 miles per hour. Barometric pressure 1011.6 millibars. That's below normal and rising. Present temperature 26.6 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 85%. Yesterday's maximum temperature 29.6 degrees Celsius. Last night's minimum 25.5 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, 3.8 millimeter of rainfall was recorded, which brings the total for the month to 25.3 millimeters. Now to have a look at the forecast value for today and tonight. Today we expect some mostly cloudy conditions, becoming overcast by late morning into the early afternoon, with light to moderate showers. There is a very low chance of isolated thunderstorm. Improvement is expected during the evening. There is a possibility of landslides in areas so prone. Maximum temperature 30 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour. Sea slight to moderate, waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. Tides are currently low, high at 12:30 p.m. and low at 8 p.m. Sunset today at 6:21, rises tomorrow at 5:50. Just a repeat of the forecast, value for today and tonight. Mostly cloudy, becoming overcast by late morning into the early afternoon, with light to moderate showers, and a very low chance of isolated thunderstorm. Improvement is expected during the evening. Possibility of landslides in areas so prone. I'm Andre Charles, reporting from the Met Office. Thank you.
Dre, so in to make a long story short, we will get some water this morning.
Late morning, possibly. I understand, yeah.
Yeah, so you'll get some water around about 10, 11 there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that to make a long story short.
I get you.
Take care, so my brother.
All right, man, take care.
Okay, good. One love. Yeah. All right. So yeah, make a long story short, between 10 and 10:30, 11, before 12 o'clock around there. In the early afternoon, they expected improvement. Make a long story short, walk with your umbrella. All right. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. How you folks doing? It's Tuesday morning. Yes, 27 minutes after the 7 o'clock hour. And yeah, we're supposed to have in Robert this morning. I didn't hear from him, so that's an indication that he may be here. All right. Remember, I did not hear from him, so that is an indication that he may be here. All right. I didn't say he will be. He may be here. Right. We need to stop. No, I do not mean that we need to stop criticizing people. If people deserve criticism, then let it be. If people deserve criticism, then let it be. Give them the criticism once they deserve it. Do you understand? Make no bones about it. Give them the criticism once they deserve it. But let's look at the case. And I'm looking at it from the same glasses that you're looking at it. Because you weren't there. Nope. I was not there either. So we're looking at it through the same lens. Honestly, you believe that our Coast Guard was careless? You honestly believe that? You honestly believe that the Coast Guard set out to run them down and kill them? You believe that? I know you don't believe that. Then if you don't believe that, then stop perpetuating those ideas on social media. It's high time you stop that stupidness. What we should be doing is advocating for checks and balances to be put in place. So when a boat leaves harbor, good morning, Joan, how you doing? When a boat leaves a harbor, irrespective of where, that captain of that boat must be so educated so as to ensure that all the necessary items for survival at sea should be on board. Life jackets, water, a bit of extra food. Even if you're just running up there to come back, you should have water on board because you don't know what is going to happen. Cars shut down on the road. And sometimes it's days before a mechanic could get them starting. Imagine what happens to you when an engine shuts down there. And you can leave the car by the road and go home. But you can't leave the boat there and go home. Do you understand? You should have your flares. You should have proper lights. As a matter of fact, the boat in itself should be outfitted so as to carry a light. If your boat does not carry a light, you're in serious problems. You are in serious problems, as we so find these young men didn't leave for that to happen. They probably was just taking a little ride. And their boat broke down. Then they got it fixed. And then they ran into this mishap. Come on. I am tired of seeing, and yes, I see it. I see it in Grenville. I see it here in St. Patrick. I cannot speak for St. Mark and St. John, but this is where I've seen it. That fishermen leave port. Do you understand? Fishermen leave port. Not with all the items that are necessary for survival at sea. They're taking a chance. Junior Victor, good morning to you. How are you doing? Kenneth Watts, happy birthday to you. I think your birthday would have been yesterday. Morning to you. Yeah. Let me put it to you this way. As my good friend Antonito just posted and he spoke of boats being registered. For a boat to be registered, yeah, there are certain things that they have to have on board to be registered. And it's just like the busmen. They behave just like the bossmen. Today, boat A goes to be registered and has everything. And tomorrow, what boat A has goes into boat B, and boat B goes to be registered. It's like busmen. Their tires are bad and they can't afford to, or they're just bad-minded. Link with an ex-brethren, brethren gone, and organize. He get inspected. He's good because his tires are good. His tires are good. What's the next thing that happens? He goes and park up for a little while, take off all his 4 tires and put it on the partner bus. And his partner now gone to inspect. How I know that? I see it happen right next to where I live. I ain't gonna call the bus's name, but I see it happen right next to where I live. And I just smile. There are busmen who even take out lights from their vehicle and affix it to their partner bus. Go and inspect. Do you understand? Lights. Not even a bulb some of them want to buy. But the partner own walk-in, so they take out the partner own, put it, they go and get inspected, they give back the partner a bulb, and that's it. Give back the partner the tires, and that's it. And everybody gone again to create havoc on the road. And when the accident happens, you know what happened? Here's what. The accident happens, and we turn around and say, the police not doing their work, they should be inspecting. You know? The police not doing their work, they should have know that tire them smooth. The police inspected that vehicle yesterday, and he had proper tires because he borrowed his friend's tires. We have to stop that. We are our own worst enemy. We have to stop that. We have to do so and take responsibility for our lives and the lives of people that we're going to be having around us. I'm speaking to the boss here. Because boss, when you do the same goddamn thing, you understand? Nobody wanted what happened yesterday to happen. Nobody wanted that to happen. But you can't do so and beat up on the police like that. You behaving like if them police are them, like if it's a robot that make them. So they don't more than far and broad and thing. So they can't feel. You behaving like if the police do so, they call, well, yeah, police anyway. You behaving like the police do so, run over them guys, and then they sit down there and they're drinking, and they're laughing and they're happy. You behaving like if that will happen. Do you know the condition they're in? Do you understand and realize that they need counseling now? Every single goddamn one on that boat, they need counseling. Huh? You know that? I spoke to Mr. Pierre the other day, and he did tell me that they were putting some sort of a counseling thing in place for the officers who have been exposed to trauma. That's very traumatic. That is not an easy thing to deal with, knowingly that you caused the death of someone. That's what it is, you know. You caused the death of someone. And you don't have to be your fault for you to feel it. You were the instrument that caused the death of the person. You understand? And they sit down there now, and you believe in the police. Huh? Let me tell you something. And y'all are not going to like to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Do you realize that a lot of the times our citizens go missing at sea and we don't know what happened to them? And the normal thing we say is that, oh, they involve in drugs. So they must go and deal with drugs, and them people and them take the money and don't give them the drugs and kill them. Sometimes that is so very far from the truth. That is so very far from the truth. Yeah, Antonito, I was coming to that. Take your time. Sometimes massive vessels, massive ships, run them over. Why? They don't have the same flare. They don't have life jackets. They don't have lights affixed to the boat and another mobile light or such to signal. No, they don't. So these massive vessels that coming, and when you see them, you're out at sea and you see them, they look like they're all the way in Trinidad when you see them. And by the time you blink, the speed that they're moving with, they're right on top of you. Water, you gone. You are gone. And you are so small, sometimes you ain't even get picked up on their radar. You are so small that you ain't even get picked up on the radar. You look like a log in the water. And what actually gone? And we ain't see you. We ain't hear about you. And they go say, well, they take you and make you slave in St. Vincent to walk up in the mountain planting ganja. Or you go and think with them Colombian and them and you don't pay the money. So they shoot you and they kill you and they take the boat and they go. That's what we're doing. That's what we say. But we're not realizing that our brothers, because I ain't hearing sisters doing it yet, our brothers who go out to sea, they do not have proper equipment, especially when they know they're going to be out at sea at nights. We need to ensure that our brothers and sisters too, because maybe they have girls and I don't know, who go out to sea, we need to step up the education so that they will know I should not leave here if I don't have sufficient life jackets and an extra one. I should not leave here if I don't have a storage of water, a collection of water. I shouldn't leave here without that. Some crackers or whatever, tin stuff, yeah, have that there. Even if you're going out to fish for one day. Even if you're leaving here in the morning and you're hoping to be back in by 6 o'clock, these are things that you must have. Your life jacket, your flare gun, your everything. I mean, I need to do so and get in contact with the fisheries people, ministry and find out what are the things that are needed for a boat to be registered, for a boat to be licensed to fish. Because just as how the vehicles on the road have to be licensed, the boats have to be licensed too. No, I'm not beating down on the brothers. No, I'm just saying here that if they had the proper equipment, this may not have happened. Because the one who was saved, he needs counseling too. The one who was saved, he needs counseling, a lot of counseling. Because he just, with his brethren, one moment, next moment, brethren gone. I thank the police for sticking to it and finding the body. That would bring some closure to the family. Do you understand? That would bring some closure to the family. And I sympathize with the family. I have felt pain by losing my mother, my father, my grandparents, my sister, my brother. I felt pain by losing people. But I cannot feel the pain that you are feeling right now. I can say that I have felt pain, but But I can't feel your pain. But I'm sorry. And I take it upon myself to say this. The RGPF is sorry. They beg your forgiveness. Yeah. The RGPF begs your forgiveness. And I'm sure, with the Prime Minister addressing the nation this evening, he will speak to that. He will. I'm almost sure. Let me not say sure, because sometimes, but I'm almost sure that the Prime Minister will take a moment out of his speech later on this evening to try and comfort the family. And if I know him correctly, there's a huge possibility that if he does not send somebody, he will turn up as Minister for National Security, because that's under him. If he doesn't send somebody, if he has not turned up as yet, he will turn up at the doors of the family to grieve with them, to explain to them how sorry he is that something like this would have happened. Do you understand? It's not good. It is really, really not good. I feel for the family. Do you understand? I feel for the family. It hurts me. But what hurts me more is that you the ones who saying all these things on social media, you're behaving as if that family is not on social media at all. You are hurting them more than you think. You are hurting them more than you think. All the statements that you're making, just like me, you are a landlubber. Yeah, you on the land. What you know about sea? You barely could drive like myself, but you know everything about sea. You're an expert. All of a sudden now, you're an expert. You know what happened. You know who jumped out first and who jumped out last and how the boat swing and do. You know all that. And you're a landlubber just like me. You understand? You need to do so and take stock of yourself. You cannot continue to be doing dumb things like this. Some of you, I've seen, some of you have even started to twist it in relation to the political situation now in our country. Now we close the elections, you're trying to twist it. Oh my God. I pity the fools. Did I say that? No, I didn't say that. I apologize. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent. Perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines. Yet suitable for your hand wash. Soft on your hands. Ozone Disinfecting Cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness, keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents, soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Now more than ever, Flow is working hard to keep you connected to the things that matter most: your family, your work, and your favorite entertainment. We are also providing Flow Study free of charge so students can stay connected and up to date with their schoolwork. And because your safety is our highest priority, you can manage your account from the safety of your own home through the MyFlow app. We are here for you, keeping you connected.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Who wants to save 30%? Everybody! Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and coming soon, our Grandand sub-office. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, your financial security is guaranteed.
We got the call on our way home that something was wrong. When we got here, we saw that the entire house was engulfed in flames. Just sitting there and looking at you, basically your whole life investment going up in flames. It did take a toll on us as a family. Once we decided to rebuild, the thought came up to use the Housing Authority of Grenada. After they sent in their quotation, which we thought was very, very reasonable, we decided to go with Housing Authority of Grenada. They were very helpful. They visited the site weekly. The staff was very professional. The contractor was very professional. They delivered our house on time. The quality of work was amazing. And as you can see today, we are not disappointed. I would definitely recommend Housing Authority of Grenada for all your construction needs. With their affordable costs, high level of customer service, guidance, and building expertise, they will help you as they help us.
The parish priest and parishioners of the Holy Family Catholic Church, Riverside St. Patrick, invites you to their annual harvest.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and coming soon, our Grandstand sub-office. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, your financial security is guaranteed.
Where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk? Where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk?
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, birds of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking.
Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, good morning. Oh, Bob White? I ain't seen him. Oh, no. Where? I don't know where he at. You should be home. Okay. Did somebody ask me a question that I needed to answer? Let me do some double check. Okay, that. Oh no, I thought I had gotten a question that I needed to answer. Well, let me check my WhatsApp. Maybe I did get. It's as if when I was talking, I saw a message come in that needed my my attention. Dr. Mitchell, good morning. How you doing, sir? Yeah, you guys never hear me say good morning to him, eh? Sometimes you just say good morning to your prime minister. Of course I can. Good morning to Deacon Mitchell. How you doing? You think I can't say good morning to Deacon? Ah, come on. I've never met him. No. I've never met him. Did I seek to meet him? Actually, no. I never sought to. I've met Andal on countless of occasions. And yes, I have invited Andal on more than one occasion, and he refused. He refused. And I've spoken to different members of the Congress at different times throughout the past years, and the only few that had the gumption, call I'm coming to you, that had the gumption and the gall, I'd say it that way, to respond to me and to be a part of my program would have been Patrick Simmons, my former teacher. Good morning, Trix. Sylvester Qualis, Terry Hilaire, Glenn Noel, Nazim Burke, and Franca Bernardine, Glennis Roberts, and Prime Minister Thomas. Yeah. So I've had a lot. Eight is a lot, ain't it? I've had a lot of them who've been, they respected the fact that, Andre, of course I am biased. Come on, there ain't no if, but, when, why, maybe. Everybody knows that I'm biased towards the NNP. But it does not stop me from doing a proper interview. Speaking of interviews, I should be speaking with the Chinese tomorrow. Everything goes well. Keep your fingers crossed. Should be having the Chinese a part of my program tomorrow morning. Chinese ambassador. Let's look out for that. Yeah. Now, good morning, Pat. The doors are open. The doors are open. What days I think are best for them? Mondays? Yeah, Mondays. Tuesdays can be kind of tight because I have Robert. But if I'm contacted before and I have to shift Robert, I can call him up and say, hey, can we shift to next Tuesday? Because I'm going to have a member of the political fraternity, you know? So, yeah, even the political leader of the GULP, Mr. Prodom, I'd like to speak to him. Augustine David Francis. Yeah, those are candidates. David Francis, yeah, the guy who drives a bus, Fudge, yeah, he's a candidate. Well, so it says on their website. David Francis is a candidate. He's candidate for the constituency of St. Mark. Yeah! You didn't know? Well, now you know. Fudge is a candidate. So look out for that. For the constituency of St. Mark. I don't know where Augustine David will run. But if I understand the politics well, he probably will go in St. Patrick's East. Yeah. He probably will go in St. Patrick's East. But in all of that, I'm saying you are a member of the NDC and you want to hear me have a conversation here with your rep, hey, by all means, hit me up and we can organize it. But remember, as I said, you know I'm biased towards the NNP, so, you know. Morning, Blue is not a color for political parties, but he's here in blue. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Donald and Andrew Donald. How are you doing?
I'm there, Miss Scott.
Good morning, Mr. Prime Minister. Good morning, and good morning to Grenadians, home and abroad, who's listening to this radio station and Andrew this morning. Miss Cammy saying good morning. Morning to Miss Smith. And those in England and Mr. Watts. Good morning. How are you doing, sir?
Who, me or Mr. Watts? Who, me or Mr. Watts?
I saying good morning to Mr. Watts and his wife and Dingo and all of them. They're listening this morning.
Oh, they're listening? How you know they're listening?
Arthur Campbell, good morning, in Canada, listening to this. Yes. Even when I ain't get you, I don't call her morning. My friends out there will call me and say, well, look who was on this morning and what they heard, you know. So I know they're listening. Good morning, Patty. I love you and I miss you, girl. You and you too, Miss Grant. Yes.
So you
What's
good?
up, Mr. Donald? Yes, I did. Thank God for the breath of life this morning. My beloved Prime Minister, good morning. I'm good to see you, girl, Sunday. Mwah.
You in the church, Cammy?
Hey, you gotta go to church. I'm just like a peacock, you know.
You get right in the van again?
Of course, yes.
Oh
This
my
is what
God!
I feel so good about. This man don't scorn me with me so foot as some of them passing and provoke me. He always, when he's leaving, he advised me to come on and see that seated and royalty from his coming. So if I die happy, Grenadians. Of course, yes. You know, this man have a love, and a lot of us in Grenada, we don't appreciate that love we have. His mom again is very nice to me. That lady just touched me so nice when she come in the church. Oh, you the little lady, you know, and so nice. I wish I had my mother around to get that touch, you know. Some people don't know what they have till we lose it. And Mr. Donald has said it this morning. I am not going to stay. I am not going to go back under this thing with the NDC people. I don't want them to come in front of me door. I hear they passing door to door, please. I have who here tell them, do not come in front of me door. I have some big stone in my
No.
I don't want nobody coming in front of the door.
Cammy, you don't want people coming in front of the door, fine. No stone, no nothing. Stop
I
that.
don't want nobody coming.
Cammy, stop
Yes, sir.
that.
All right. Don't come then. Don't come.
Yes, you can say that. But for this stone thing, no.
Yeah, I don't want them coming from me door.
Okay, I have a present for you. You want it?
What present you want?
Mr. Watt says good morning.
Yes, morning, sir. Morning.
Yeah,
Good
right.
morning, darling. Oh, God, hear what I say, we Lord Jesus.
Yeah, you hear what you say.
Yeah, okay.
You're too
But
bad.
don't come. I don't want them to come because, look, you got just watching how much parents dropping the children in that little school here. One of beautiful place. And these people have the belly and the guts to say nothing happening in Grenada.
Don't worry. But yeah, I have to go and talk to Mr. White. We're talking insurance
Okay,
again.
Winston, good morning.
Not, wait, how you know Winston listening to the radio?
Winston always listen.
Okay.
I don't know when I see him. Anyhow, you have a blessed day.
You too, my darling. Take
Everybody.
care.
Bye-bye.
Okay, right. It's real. It's 90. Zingo, I can't answer that question. I really can't. And I'm not repeating it, Zingo. I'm not. Robert is already here, so I can't talk. We ain't talking politics. Don't Robert get in here. We ain't talking about Zingo, I can't. If he leaves before 9, do you have to leave before 9 o'clock, Robert? Good morning. He doesn't. So, Zingo, you does. You got to ask me that again tomorrow morning. Once he's here and you see just in blue. I don't know where you get that blue thing from. Good morning, Bob White. How you doing?
Good morning, sir. I am doing exceedingly well.
Now you sound like Winston. Now you sound like Winston. That was a Winston right there.
As he would say, "Well, I'm filled with the joy of living."
Winston. How is he doing? I usually see him.
He's doing good. I left.
You had breakfast already?
Yeah, he was just about having breakfast when I left.
Oh, okay.
And I said to him, "I'm going to the radio station, right? So I'll leave you now." He said, "You going by Andre?" I say, "Yes." He said, "I'd like to listen, man." So go ahead.
Well, good morning, W. Yeah. So, did you make contact? No, you didn't.
We too.
Ryan.
Oh yeah.
So what's the scope?
But I told him you would send him the usual.
No, but I have to wait on you. I don't know. So should I send him the
Yes, man. Yes.
Okay. Let me do that right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be doing that as we speak. R for Ryan Pariag. Bungo, bungo, bungo. Should we send anything for Stan? Did you speak to Stan?
No. I didn't get to Stan.
But I'm going to send it anyway, and hopefully Stan would what is Stan's email address again, boy?
Look at David Phillip.
David Phillip. Boy, I just said David Phillip there, yeah? I have a joke. It's not a joke, it's a serious thing. Fudge is a candidate, you know.
For who?
The GULP. Serious. No, this is not a joke, bro. This is serious business. This is it. Fudge is a candidate for the constituency of St. Mark. And I met him and he said to me that, he said loud to allow people to hear that he counted the votes already. Say he counted the votes already.
How much you getting?
Say again a few. You know you're beating Clarice, but that is not what he's concerned about. So I said, well, what are you concerned about? Who do vote for me, who's supposed to vote for me.
Okay, Fudge and this thing about drama.
Well, he said, Singo, that man the thing. He said that he is more concerned about who do vote for him because he count the votes on him already and he's supposed to get 100 and something. So he count them already. I know he's supposed. So he say, no, you gonna make a impact. You know, you gonna make an impact. He say he getting more than
An NDC?
Yeah, you say that. I say he getting more than NDC. You know, well, you say you have bumper stickers and things to start giving out and all that kind of thing. Yeah. So, Fudge is a candidate. I guess he better than me and you. His name is forever etched.
Yes, yeah.
His name is forever etched.
Boy, I have some good news for you.
Ah, thank you.
I have some good news. I stumble upon, and it's almost, that is almost literal. I stumble upon a member of the family, right? A well-etched member of the family. All right.
The Real FM family?
The Real FM family. As a matter of fact, the Real FM family by extension and specifically this insurance program.
Okay.
And I stumbled upon a member of the family. They came up to me and said, "Mr. White, with a grin as wide as ear to ear.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to place the face.
And you can't.
And I can't, but, well, the truth is, I called a prominent family Rasali because somehow I was trying, it seemed, and I don't remember the family now, because I get so excited about when I realized who it was that I forget who I thought it was. So at the end, and the person looking at me and they're smiling, yeah, that smile that says, well, I have you.
Yeah.
And he says, yeah, listen, don't follow me, see. He says, Depot. Let me tell you something. You should see how up I think it.
Yes, Depot.
You should see how up I think, boy. I was so excited. So we chatted a little bit. And then after I left.
Yeah, he was at River Sally.
He was at Saraka.
Yeah, he was at the Saraka.
Yeah. Then it dawned on me, man, you didn't take a photograph with Depot? How you gonna do that?
You didn't go back, did you?
Coming back, I see him again. I said, Depot, come, boy. I made a big faux pas.
You did?
I said, take a photo with you, come. And now I got it.
Why didn't you send it to me?
I didn't send it yet. I say I want to bust it here first.
All right,
and
so send it to me.
it.
Send it to me so I can send it to Google right now and say, yo, put that up together with Robert. You can do that from home. So if you send that to me, boy, I'm happy for you. I haven't met him in years. I haven't seen him in years, eh?
You haven't?
No, I haven't seen him in years.
You happy for me? I'm more happy for me. Because, I mean, it was such a chance meeting, it's not like, okay, well, me and Depot plan to meet up there. And it was such a chance meeting and came up to me and I tell you I there and I just don't know who it was.
I had to speak to Depot about some assistance for, I know his wife is already assisting our alma mater, meaning some Panavigans. His wife is already doing that. But I think that Depot, I know you're probably listening somewhere. We need to do so and see how we can help the students at McDonald College also in relation to athletics. So we'll talk about that. They need the help. Like all students in Grenada, who are doing athletics as part of their whole curriculum, they need assistance. So I'll be coming to you, Depot. Boy, this girl rather embarrassing. Hey, Bobby?
Yeah.
Sharma.
Which one, man?
Wells.
What you say?
Winston more popular than Robert. Sharma, you're really embarrassing, Sharma.
No. I could take that, man.
You could take that?
I've taken anything from my father.
And maybe anything from Sharma, too.
Anything from Sharma. Exactly.
You get away, girl.
So it's from the two angles. I'll just, wow. I'll take it.
Well. I got a surprise for you. You can if you want to, Robert. You can if you want to, and I believe that you need to. Say good morning to Ryan. Good morning, Ryan.
Indian pics.
Like you talking to this one?
And I hear him.
Good morning, Ryan. How you doing? Well. Hold on. This is on. That is on. Good morning, Ryan. He's not even. Are you hearing me, bro? Ryan, are you hearing me this morning?
I am hearing you this morning.
Well, I was saying good morning to you a long time ago, bro.
I know I couldn't hear my audio.
Oh, so you had the problem. Now you're leaning forward a little bit too much. If you move to your right a little bit, we'll have you centered. No, too much. No, come on, stop it. There you go. You have it now. Good morning. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Well, I'm doing okay.
You see, I noticed you're trying to be like Robert now. Gray beard and all.
All right, can you take a look at this? The guy's got a beard.
What?
Yeah, the guy's got a beard.
Santa Claus friend?
Yeah.
I know, right? I know, right?
Santa Claus is twins, no?
Yeah.
How you doing, bro? I've really, really missed you. How's the wife, though? That's the first question I need to ask. How's the wife?
She's doing good. She's doing good.
Okay.
We're getting ready for daughter to graduate high school.
Well, hold on,
heading up to college.
You make me heart leap, you know. When you say we're getting ready for a daughter and your pause. I say, oh, really? That's why you worked on the program for a while?
that would be something, isn't it?
Well, I tell you, we come in Texas and ring bell.
Tango time.
Yeah, man, excuse me. It's a miracle of the ages. How are you, though? I've gotten a couple of questions about your health and so, and I've answered in the affirmative.
Everything
stay here and here. Whisper from Grenada, no?
Yeah, it's getting better. Every day's better.
Wonderful.
And sure. So that's good. I think the worst of it is over. But I'm about 95%.
Okay, good. So people are careful what they say around you now. Then they can't come and the hypocrite be.
I have supersonic hearing now.
Oh man, good to know. Good to know. So we're glad to have you on the program.
Thanks for asking.
We missed you a bit. Yeah, you're welcome.
That's good to be back. It's good to be back.
Yes, man.
Wait now, did I do something which was wrong? No, I didn't. I thought I did something wrong. Yes, Ryan, it's definitely great to have you back. I was just checking a couple of things there. Great. Now, it's 15 minutes after the 8 o'clock hour. Wow, like I want to stay behind. What are we dealing with this morning, Bob?
This morning we're still on the issue of claims.
Mm-hmm.
The claims process. So how do you claim if you have a fire or some other hazard in your home, right? What do you do?
I have a question for you.
Yep.
And also, well, it's an insurance question. Is there a special insurance policy that can cover seafarers?
Seafarers, like what category? Because you have people operating at different levels in the sea.
Or people who go to the sea. People who on boats riding. Because we just had that accident yesterday. I'm sure you heard, Ryan. You heard about it? That boat accident yesterday.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it. I know what you're talking about it.
Okay, great, right. So that's the kind of the core of the matter. I don't have all the details because I wasn't there. Now, Bob White, and you too, Ryan. These two guys, they could be fishermen or they could have been just taking a ride on a boat. Is there a policy that can cover them for the period that they're out to sea?
Not that I'm aware of. Well, let me put it this way. I do not know of a policy that specifically covers that type of operation. Meaning that you're in a small boat going out and so. I know that there are policies that covers persons who work with the bigger cruise liners and all of that. You can get insurance if you're doing that type of work. But people who are involved with the period type, fishing, one-day excursions kind of thing, I am not sure. And again, it probably might just be a question of risk to reward ratio. Now, a general life insurance policy, meaning that would cover for death and maybe accidents and so, will cover you, in that broad spectrum.
Irrespective of where you are.
Irrespective of where you are.
Is that the same thing in your neck of the woods, Ryan? That generally a life insurance policy will cover if someone had an accident out at sea or something like that?
Yes, general insurance does that, but you have special addition to some policies that have accidental. That could be what we call riders on the policy. So if you die in an accident, they pay an additional amount. So they do have that, but generally, yes.
Now, with what happened yesterday, let's go to claiming now, Robert. So let us suppose that the situation was that the gentleman did have an insurance policy. What are the challenges, if any, he would have? Not him, sorry, his family would have in relation to claiming here. What challenges would there be?
I don't see any challenges. The body was found, so there's evidence. He will do, like I explained in a program previous, he will need to, well, not he, but the persons doing the claim, that the beneficiaries, will need to provide certain information. So one, they'll need to provide the copy of a life insurance policy, the document, as we sometimes say. They'll need to provide a birth certificate, they need to provide a death certificate, and the capacity of the claimant. So, are you claiming as a beneficiary, assuming that he had a named beneficiary in the policy? Are you claiming in that capacity, or are you claiming based on letters of administration having been sought and granted? Beyond that, as Ryan would have indicated, if he had the accidental death and dismemberment on the policy, well, the way this happened, that must, to me, to my mind, of course, it will have to be investigated to be determined as an accident, but on the surface of it, it seems very well like an accident. So the company will pay whatever is the value of the accidental death and dismemberment portion. So I don't see any difficulty in having a claim. And when you asked a question earlier on about a policy that specifically covers seafarers, I don't know that they have to be such a policy, right? Because any regular life insurance policy would provide the protection for them.
So they don't need to go out and get a policy. Okay, fine, I'm a fisherman, I need to get a special policy because I'm a fisherman.
Nope. Every one of those guys are on, because the thing is, while they fish and they go out every day, but it's not like they're living on the sea, right? So anything can happen to them both on land and on sea. The policy.
Are you guys certain?
Of course.
No, I'm talking about something happened, because we know that there's some little fine things, but right, and where the insurance can say, well, you were out at sea, you weren't on land.
Well, okay, if that is the case, then what happens so if you crash in an aircraft? You are in the air where you're aboard, right? The policy will still cover you. So there's no, what's the word I want to use it?
Mitigating circumstances?
Well, I didn't plan to go so deep. There's nothing that prevents you. All right, there's nothing in the claim in the contract preventing you from, or preventing the insurance company from providing cover, whether you're in the air, whether you're on the land, or whether you're in the sea. If you have a life insurance policy and death occurs, what I do know, having reviewed contracts from time to time over the last 30 plus years, is that one of the things that's highlighted that the companies will not pay for, big and bold, suicide.
Okay.
They will not pay for suicide, and in the first 2 years of a life of the policy, and 2 years following the date of any certificate of reinstatement. So if a policy elapsed because you didn't pay and you start again, that 2 year kicks in again.
So 2 years, and then they'll accept suicide after that.
Yes. So I make fun sometimes. You know me, Andre. I cannot. My life is such that I thrive on humor. I in a very serious situation, I can extract humor out of it sometimes to get the message across. So I say to people sometimes with a straight face, we don't. The policy will not provide for suicide, especially in the first 2 years of the life of the policy. So if death occurs by suicide, we will not pay. And I like to tell people what we will not pay for, because every time when you sell an insurance policy, what you will benefit but it's good to know what you will not be paid for. So I said, the truth is we do pay for suicide, but it has to be, the policy must be in existence for 2 years. So if you're really, really contemplating it, wait for 2 years and a day.
and then
they start to laugh and so on, but the point is made.
Yeah.
Right? We do not pay for suicide except it is.
Brian, let me ask you
past
this.
2 years.
Let me ask you this one here, Ryan. If I am the beneficiary and you are the insured,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm the benefit from your demise, if you die, and I kill you, do I get paid?
No. So there is the insurance. If you commit a crime to get a claim, it will not pay. And so
Okay,
that's
what if
why
I did not? Gone, you gone.
No, so there are some famous cases in the United States here where this woman, they call her the Black Widow, right? So she married this old guys, kill them out and get the policy insurance. So I think it happened about a couple of times before they catch up with her and realize what was going on. And so there are people who try to do it, but they don't get away with it. And so they wouldn't pay.
Now, what if I did not kill you because of the insurance? What if you attacked me and in the process you got killed?
Well, that's a whole different thing. That would be an accident.
But I still killed you.
Yes, but there is intentional killing and accidental killing. So if you get up in a fight and you happen to be the named beneficiary, of course there's going to be an investigation and to see what was the circumstances of that. If at the end of the investigation they prove that it wasn't malicious, it wasn't intended, it was not, it wasn't something you planned to do, then they would take that into consideration and the claim may be filed. Now, there may be other circumstances that could be technical, where they will say, in this case, because it could have been, because the investigate, you had a quarrel about 10 years ago, and they feel that may have some merit on it, then you probably get what they call return of premiums. So all the premiums that was paid, then that would go to the estate so in case what using the example of me, it would go to my estate.
Does it happen in Grenada like that, Robert?
Insurance claims will be treated the same way anywhere in the world.
Right.
Right? Because the principles are the same. So if, just as Ryan said, if there's any indication that the death was intentional, right? And certainly if you are committed and charged and all of that, it will not be paid. Right? Because you see, you can be rewarded. The intention of the insurance policy is not to reward persons who get involved in criminal activity and so. That is why they are under the accidental death and dismemberment benefit. And that is a benefit that provides for if through an accident or violent means you would have lost a limb. So a limb for that purpose is a hand, a foot, or an eye.
I still am baffled with this thing about the eye being a limb.
Well,
they need to rewrite this thing. My eye is not a limb. I mean, you cannot do so as insurance try to do so and circumvent the English language. A limb is a hand or a foot.
Well,
a limb is not even a finger. But you want it as insurance, you put an eye as a limb. Then if eye is limb, then ears is limb too.
No, don't quarrel about that.
I'm quarreling, man.
because it allows you to be in a position to benefit.
Change the language.
Okay, well, for this purpose, let's say your eye is not a limb, but we'll treat it like it is.
It's the same thing. You are a politician. I used to try to defend you, but you are a politician. Oh my God. Okay, treat it.
So the point. No, it makes me like a doctor. Treat it.
Well, yeah, I don't understand. You're a crazy guy.
Yeah. So the point I was making. If through an accident or violent means you lost a limb, then the policy pays you. The consideration, and I say to people all the time, it's not that you well you lose your hand so you get money, because I don't want $1 million for any of my hand, my foot, or my eye. Right? I prefer to have the original things. That's not you too, Ryan?
Yep.
Of course. Now you could buy a prosthesis and so, but still is not the same as an original. Okay. So the consideration is if you would have lost a limb, and in many cases the loss of a limb would affect your productivity. And if your productivity is affected, then chances are you could even lose your job. Now, if you lose your job, then your source of income goes, you're in a spot of bother. So the monies that are paid as a result of a loss of a limb through an accident or violent means is designed or is intended to buffer any loss of income, if they are. And even if they aren't, well, so much better. Now, if you are, remember, it pays if the loss is as a result of an accidental or violent means. So let's assume that you just kill a man down the road, and it was a police chase, and in your attempt to get away from the police, you crashed into something with your vehicle, you lost your limb in the process. It's very likely that you will not be paid. Let's assume that you were breaking into somebody's property, and as you stretch your hand in the window to pull something, that man gave you a whap with a cutlass and you lose your hand. It's violent, yes, but you were breaking the law. So you will not be rewarded, you will not be paid. Because remember, the policies, they're written inside the policies are, and sometimes explicit, sometimes implicit. If you are breaking the law, the company will not reward you with a payment for breaking the law, because you're not supposed to break the law, right? And an insurance policy is a very legal, compliant document.
Well, the other thing I would add to that is if you die in the case, Robert's idea is that you survive and you lost your limb. Now, let's say the person died and lost a limb, like an airplane crash example, then some policy will pay double that amount of the original amount. So let's say you have 100,000, then if you lose a limb in the process, then that would double. So there are policies that have that provision in it as well.
Right. All right. 29 minutes after the 8 o'clock hour. Now, every time I come here, and the time you guys grace the stage, not when I come here, because I'm always here. When you guys grace the stage with me, I have to be raking my brains so very often. And I always say to people, one guy met me and said, "Bonjour, you do a good job here in Robert and them." I said, "Yeah, I do a good job." Yeah. I said, "You really believe that?" He says, "Yeah, man, you do a good job." I said, "Bro, you didn't know that I had to be ripping and scraping." He said, "So Robert doesn't give you information." I said, "Information on what?" I have to come in here and start to think insurance. And I better be a salesman. You think I do a good job?
Well, at least you'll have the knowledge. Is if you combine that with effort. Now, if you sit up with your knowledge and you don't do anything, it's like having a vehicle with a big bad engine, but you never drive it.
Okay.
No, you would do well. You would do well.
Now, Robert, let's zero in on, because we're dealing still with claims, right?
With claims, yes. And we kind of really want to deal with house claim this morning. But
housing claims, right? Houses?
Yeah, if you have a damaged home.
Yeah, so damage at homes. As a matter of fact, based on the weather forecast for Grenada this morning from Andre Charles, there should be some rain late in the morning, which is around 10:30 up to early afternoon. And they're saying to people in areas so prone to look out for landslides. Mm-hmm. So for there to be landslides, there must be a certain level of flooding too, don't you think?
That's correct.
So,
well, certainly water.
Right, so it must be water.
Water soaked.
So that's one of the things that you can suffer: water damage, fire damage, and I guess other.
Yeah,
whatever other is.
I'm glad you raised the issue of land slippage, because it now should cause persons to look at the insurance policy. And remember, we're speaking now your insurance policy for your home insurance, and see if there is a provision there for land slippage, because not all companies offer that benefit. Hear me out again. I'm speaking to the public now. Take a look at your insurance policy, your house insurance policy, and see if it covers for land slippage. Now, land slippage is your house by the side of the road, up on a hill, and the land slide, and piece of your house go. So you want to make sure that you have that coverage, because not all insurance policies covered. So let's make sure that the company that you're dealing with have that underwritten inside of it. Okay. Flooding. Yeah, again, even when the policy is being written, sometimes you are asked a question. The area where the property or the risk at the location, the risk location, is it exposed to flooding, land slippage? How far is the nearest waterway, meaning a river or big drain or something so? And I know there are some properties that the company will not cover because of the proximity to, how close it is to this riverway or waterway or the sea. Or if they do, they may not cover it at the regular price, or they may offer
up the ante.
They'll up it. The company could address it one or two ways: by increasing your premium to commensurate with the level of risk, or by excluding certain benefits. So they could say, okay, we're leaving the premium as is, but we are excluding any damages occasioned by flood or so. So you need to know exactly, but you need to also, when you even at the point of when you're doing the application, you as the homeowner, when you're applying for that insurance, make sure that you give all the information truthfully, because you would not want to say, okay, the house is not nearby a river, and then you're presenting a claim for flood from overflowing at the river bank and all those other things. Then you could be in a spot of bother because you were not truthful in your representation of the risk to the company. So you would want to make sure that you let them know all that. But assuming that all that was done, I'm just making the point in passing as it crossed my mind. But assume that all that was done and there's a flood, then you can present a claim to the company. You need to inform them as quickly as possible. Normally you have 7 days. And that's an important point again, 7 days from the point of the claim, from the occasion of the claim, the occurrence of the claim, when it happened. You have 7 days to report it to the insurance company. I'm not saying that they would
not the occurrence of the incident.
Yeah,
it can't be the claim.
The incident. Yeah, well, the claim is the incident is what
yeah, but
the claim.
But from the occurrence
of the incident.
The claim did not happen. The incident happened.
Right.
Am I correct here?
Yeah.
Yes. But to prove I'm correct, I'm going to add my brother here. Stan, I know you're listening. Was I correct there to correct him? Good morning, Stan.
Good morning, Andrew.
Was I correct to correct him then?
Yes, you were correct to correct him. In his case, was just a slip of the tongue. He knew exactly what he wanted to say, just that he came across incorrect.
That started the song. That's why the song political. Let me leave that alone.
I'm not going to complain that you have not been inviting me. So, and the last time I got an invitation, I came on. I sat there and I was not brought into the studio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't see him. Didn't see him.
You didn't see him.
Didn't see you one. And for the past couple of times, Stan, we have not been having any guests. Ryan has not been on. You have not been on.
Yeah.
And Robert was supposed to contact you last week, and he did not. Or before today, he did not. And I just took the chance to send the link to you, and yet still you come here with your gloves on and you want to fight Andre.
I said I was not complaining, didn't I?
I heard that.
Right.
Stan, that's your way of complaining.
Okay.
But you would have heard Robert there, Stan, because you've been listening, and you would have heard Robert there speak to land slippages, landslides, and flooding. Is that the same? Do you understand that the same way as he does?
Well, I didn't hear everything he said, but what I can say to you, generally, property insurance excludes landslip. Generally, it does. Flood is always an insured peril. I know in the United States, Ryan could confirm that flood has to be taken as a separate insurance. But in Grenada, it's part of your regular list of perils. But landslip is a standard exclusion. Um, I remember there was an incident where a lady built a house and the land moved and the house got damaged and the claim had to be denied. Because I know it's an expressed excluded peril in my time. That I don't know if that's changed since then. But flood is a standard is a standard coverage. Yes, I agree that it's good to disclose that you probably live in close to floodplain areas, close to a river, a big drain. But normally, insurance companies do not exclude flood. I remember there were some businesses in Grenville. I wouldn't tell you what nationality, and every time they.
You mean they were not Grenadian?
I'm not. They probably have old Grenadian passports.
Okay.
But flood claims are very frequent from these people, and it's a good time to change stock. So when there's a flood, the rest of the goods that did not get in touch with the water got in touch with them. Because it
Cheese
was
you me.
like pulling down goods from the shelves and dropping it in. I mean, I processed quite a number of those claims, so I know what I'm talking about. But thankfully,
Okay.
in Grenada, flood is not an excluded peril, but subsidence and landslip are two exclusions on the standard
I
insurance.
I remember ages ago, and Robert would remember too, where there was a landslip, or landslide as you choose to call it. It was a massive one, and yeah, he's watching me like, what aren't you talking about there? But you listen.
Yeah, the clock are looking.
Oh, the clock. And Stan, it happened very close to you, and you'd understand what I'm saying here. So you should know about it too.
Non-pearl area.
Correct. Yeah, and the soil from the landslide was pushed in a particular area, and a couple of years after, there was a house being constructed
Yeah.
in the same area where that soil is pushed. So when I saw it, and I was a youngster then, Robert, you remember that? When I'm like, but hold on.
Somebody is not too smart yet.
Somebody ain't too smart. And by the time they finished the house, it just went into the sea.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I'm wondering, was that house insured? I always wondered,
Yeah,
was that
it
house
will be-
insured?
It will be insured for all of the perils, but once there is damage or loss due to a landslip, it will not be paid. And even though you build your house on flat, solid land, and later on that land moves, the insurance company is going to deny the claim because landslip is an excluded peril. And they would say to you that if you follow the correct procedure in building, you will not find yourself in that problem. You can't control a fire, you can't control a flood, you can't control a hurricane. But if you're going to be putting down a $200,000, $300,000 property, you should ensure that the place you put in it can bear the weight and would stand up. And a number of people in the Florida area found themselves in a bother because of that. And you those of us who pass on the western side, that temporary permanent road that we have there, ever so often you'll see that you drive and you can get a smooth ride. In a couple of weeks, you'll find there are some
Ditches.
indentations. Yeah, it keeps dipping because the land moves. In fact, there's a gentleman who built his house there. He sold it because he thought the house would have fallen. Fortunately, everything around that house moved except the house.
Except the house.
And I guess he sold it for a minimal price, didn't he?
Yes, he had to get it out of his hand, but the person who bought it, I don't know if they did any.
They probably did, Stan.
Wrong. They probably did some things
Yeah.
to keep it there, but yeah.
But the thing is, Stan, land slippages, as you say, okay, that's a no-no in relation to the insurance. But what if I do everything that is possible and the records can show, but the landslip occurred or the landslide occurred because of an earthquake? I can't predict an earthquake, and I don't know where the plates are and when the plates are going to move.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to get technical with you right now.
Oh my God.
Insurance, there's something called proximate cause, right? And if there's an earthquake, the proximate cause of the loss would not be the landslip, but the proximate cause would be the earthquake.
Oh, you just went silent on us, bro.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was
All right.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I was saying that I'm gonna get technical with you and speak to you about one of the corollaries of insurance called proximate cause, right? And what proximate cause basically says, what's the active efficient cause that caused this thing to happen, that initiated the loss. And in this case, the earthquake would be the proximate cause of the loss and not the landslip. Landslip is secondary to the earthquake. So what you just described, once the earthquake is at play and the land moved, especially if soil test was done, etc., and it was deemed that this area was safe. In fact, even though soil test wasn't done and the land was unsafe, if the loss occurred because of an earthquake, it will be paid, notwithstanding that the land slipped because of an earthquake. I don't know if I'm clear on that.
I'm none the wiser.
So give an example.
Yeah,
I mean, in insurance, there's this famous one where somebody had a personal accident insurance, and they're walking through, and it's a real case, walking through the field, and they fell, and because there was nobody there to attend to them, they stayed there for a while, and the rain came and they caught pneumonia, and they died as a result of pneumonia. And the insurance company tried to deny the claim because they were saying that although the person had a personal accident insurance, they died from pneumonia, which is a sickness. And the court held that no, the proximate cause of the person's death was not the pneumonia, but the fall. So I tried to give that one to show you the proximate cause issue.
Ryan, can you help me here? Can you help me explain this thing further? I don't understand it at all. I'm none the wiser.
Yeah, I didn't quite yet. Having some at least a delay, so I didn't get the.
Okay.
Yeah, but he is right. That's just getting in the minutia of the thing, because cause is really cause and effects. It really is. We're not going to pay for that. Think about it. It's like we're not going to pay for pregnancy, but we're going to pay for any complication with pregnancy. That's another technicality comes under the health side of the insurance part. So what caused it and what doesn't cause it is what they're going to pay on. And that's where people now say, well, insurance doesn't pay what caused, because they look at it's the slide, not necessarily the earthquake, but that slide. So what caused the slide is what they're going to pay.
Robert?
Yeah, well, it's like, again, my humor aside, I remember I went to a show in Trinidad, and the MC gave a joke that this guy was walking down the road. There was a shootout, right? The bullet passed through the first guy, yes, and then shot another man. So it passed through one man and then ended up in another guy. None of them died, thankfully. But the last man who got shot, about 6 months afterwards, came back and looked at the first guy and started quarreling with him. He said, "You quarreling with me? I didn't do you anything." He said, "How you mean you didn't do me anything? It's through you I get shot." It's through you I get shot because the bullet passed through you.
Yes.
Right? And so it's through you I get shot.
So if you weren't there, I
would not get shot because it's through you I get shot. The point here is, again, just striking the point both Stan and Ryan been making. It is, you have to see what is the real reason. What can you associate the origin of the situation with, and that is where the claim will be determined, or what it will be determined by.
Twelve minutes, I make it up to the 9 o'clock hour. This is Real 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. Robert, I have something here from Depot that I must read to all three of you because I guess it'll be nice to hear your comment on it. It doesn't have to do with claims, but so I want three of you to listen to this very carefully. Depot says here, Andre, before the end of the program, please ask Robert to give an enlightenment. So I'm adding Robert, Ryan, and Stan to give an enlightenment, if you all can, on the insurance companies meeting with Garfield last evening.
No, I certainly can't. I doubt Ryan will be able. I don't know if Stan could.
Stan, can you?
Well, I heard on the news that they had a meeting with Garfield. The news was very scant as to why they met. But again, knowing how regulatory bodies operate. In fact, I served as supervisor of insurance for some time in the early days. So I know what supervisors of regulatory bodies look to. And it would generally be if there are several complaints by policyholders on claims, then whether or not they are let me search for the correct word. They are operating within the parameters set by the regulation in terms of being.
What does that mean in English? Speak English for us.
Well, okay. The law requires insurance companies to have some minimum standards for operation. Their share capital, for example, have to be at a particular level. The claims experience in terms of settling claims have to be at a particular level. Their expertise, the people working with them, supposed to be at a particular level. The reinsurance that they carry, all of those things are regulated. I know there has been generally this notion that we have too many insurance companies in Grenada, and from central bank point of view, they always say that we should reduce the numbers, maybe by amalgamation, whatever. So all of those things probably could have been in play. I think I recall that there are going to be some new standards set for these insurance companies to adhere to. I can probably do a research on it and next time say some more on that. But I think the meeting generally was to appraise the insurance companies that we are setting some new bars that you guys need to reach to. So I think it's more of a dialogue. But Garfin's role is to ensure that insurance companies are operating within the law. Unfortunately, I don't know if you should blame Garfin for that. There are a number of companies that can find the cracks to work within, especially when it comes to servicing people's claims. And you might not know it, Andrew, but I mean, almost everybody in the insurance company sings a different song as regards to how they relate to different claims, and there are people who are hurting, and they make reports to Garfin, but they get the insurance conditions and exceptions shown in their fees. So I suspect it was really about their operations in Grenada.
So here's a follow-up from Depot, and again he says, how then was Clico able to go astray?
You see, the thing is, I mean, Robert is still in the industry, and I hesitate to talk much about those companies that go under, because people will say, well, you had an insurance company that went under. I mean, that's a different story. I'm not making excuses, but Clico, you see, there are two types of companies operating in Grenada. Those that's called indigenous or local. So the share capital is here to protect the policyholders in Grenada. And there are regional well, three. There are regional companies that operate throughout the Caribbean, and there are international companies that operate in different parts of the world. I've always argued that it is not fair to ask me as a local company to have a share capital to protect my small book of business in Grenada and ask a regional company to have a share capital maybe twice times what I have, or maybe three times what I have. But it's there to cover all the other countries they operate in. Now, Clico operated throughout the Caribbean. And the books of Clico show that Clico was financially sound. But Clico's problem was that they entered into non-insurance related activities, right? And they started doing these investment policies where you can put $1 million there and you get maybe 7 or 8% interest. And these were piled up as liabilities. So, in my humble opinion, Clico's misstep was bringing in investment products under the insurance business portfolio. And when that went sour, they discovered that the assets was insufficient to take care of policyholders in Barbados and Eastern Caribbean, not Trinidad. Trinidad was well covered, right? So Clico's problem was solved in Trinidad, but it wasn't solved in the Caribbean, right? So in the islands, Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean islands. So Clico was doing both insurance and investments, and the monies were used to do several things. That's another story. So I don't know if that answers the question, but Clico's misstep, same with British American, because they basically were doing the same thing that Clico was doing, getting involved with investment,
non-insurance activities,
products. And it was attractive to salespeople because you bring in a $2 billion policy, because it was still called a policy, and your commissions would be gigantic. So
Stan,
yes.
let me add something here. Having actually lived through this entire experience, and interesting that we speak in claims, but that is a very, very important topic. It's a touchy topic still. It sometimes gets me emotional because I have seen persons who lived through. I've had experiences with people share their experiences with me. Some people died and they didn't get settled. Some persons' estates have still not yet been capitalized because they have not had the payment, or they didn't get the payment. Now, while I hear you and I agree with you on the issue of the capitalization and so of the company, and company as in Clico BA, because essentially Clico and British American were owned by CL Financial, so they were sister companies. Although in the market they seem to be competitors, and so they weren't. The book of products were similar, if not identical, and they were owned by. So it's like Andrew have these two children, and he dressed them alike, but one going to school in 4, the other one going to school in McDonald College, but they're both going to school. Right? I would, to an extent, still blame the demise of Clico and British American to the absence of proper scrutiny from the regulators.
That's the same.
The same Garfin and
Son.
I'm not even sure that in those days it was Garfin yet. To an extent, listen.
But the controllers didn't do their job.
The controllers didn't do their job. And one time I remember the supervisor of insurance, the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance, was also the supervisor of insurance. Now, as permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance, not just any ministry, finance, could you imagine that you'd have the time to properly supervise insurance operations in the island as well?
Yeah, that's kind of difficult. But you having to do and manage the finances of the country.
Of course.
That's kind of going to be very, very difficult.
So that
you should be a special advisor or something.
Supervisor of insurance portfolio was handled by one man.
No, that's like impossible.
Today, you have Garfin, and rightly so. Garfin has about 8 or 9, maybe a dozen employees to do what one man
was asked to do.
Of course.
Yeah. To him, it was no fault of his.
No, of course it wasn't. right?
No, but
So a lot.
I sat in that chair, Robert. I sat in that chair for a while when I came from studies, and I agree that the way the law was couched, it called for supervisor of insurance, and the authorities would have determined who it would be. I think the last PS that was supervisor of insurance, I think was Lennox Andrews. And I remember that vividly because it was under his stewardship that Naljico's license was suspended. That's another story. Um, but after that, I think they sort of appointed somebody other than the permanent secretary to to do it. But
To the
let me just
position.
say this quickly. Let me just say this quickly. A solution was promoted for the survival of PICO, and the general public doesn't know that. And the solution was pull all these investment products out of the portfolio and deal with insurance business only. Now, when that suggestion was made, the people who would have fallen out were people in high places, right? Senior government ministers and permanent secretaries. They had investments in Clico. So
And
you tell
you're not just talking Grenada here. We're talking Caribbean, right?
right.
Well,
So
OECS kind of thing, yeah.
you're telling me if I pull all of those things out and leave the co-insurance business only, Clico would survive, and those persons who decided to invest, you treat them separately. That's if that was followed, this situation with the policyholders who genuinely bought insurance product would have been solved. But like I said, the persons who would have been directly affected say, no, leave everything. Let's find a solution to everything. And everything collapsed because they wanted a solution to everything. Had they done that, the people who had their pension, their health, whatever with Clico would have been getting the benefits. It would not have collapsed the company. Because what you'd have done is say, okay, we have this book of business, but in that book of business, we have insurance products and we have non-insurance products. Let's pull out the non-insurance products and deal with that separately and leave those poor people who bought insurance, let them still enjoy the benefit. And that would have solved the problem. But like I said, the powers that be would not agree to that because it would have left them out in the cold. And I was in favor of this solution because it would have solved the problem of the insureds and not the investors. So I just
So
want
and again, I want to reiterate here: when you say the powers that be, we are speaking here of all the countries that were affected by this Clico situation, correct?
yes, because Andrew,
Or we just speaking Grenada?
no, all the countries they had people
All right.
in powerful, high powerful places throughout the Caribbean who put money into Clico, and had they done that, those persons would have been left out in the cold. So we'd have solved the problem of the insurance. But the millions of dollars that these people put into an insurance company, not for an insurance product, for investment product, would have been left hanging. And they were not prepared to say, okay, let's do it that way, because they were movers and shakers. They could have said a year and nay to the suggestion, and they said, no, leave everything in the pot. So if the pot bun, dumpling bun, rice bun, everything bun at the same time. And that's what
But how you
happened.
cooking dumpling and rice together, Stan? Where you from, Victoria?
So you never eat dumpling and rice together?
Ryan?
In Sarka.
Ryan, you ever eat dumpling and rice together? Ryan, come on, Ryan.
No, that's a new one. That's a new one.
Stan, I'm backing you up. I'm backing you up. I ate dumpling and rice last Friday in Sarka.
Why, yeah. Stan,
But-
we can't end on a better note. Yes, Robert, go on.
Just before we end, again I say, and that probably, Andrea, is a program that we could keep by itself, because there's still a lot to explain. There's still a lot of people hurting. I'm still laying to a large extent this problem at the feet of the regulators. It may not necessarily be just Grenada. I'm still laying the problem at the feet of the regulators, and I'll tell you why. the product that caused the problem was the investment products. And they were masqueraded as flexible premium annuities. And they quite frankly were not. And that should not have actually gone past the regulators, because all they were was banking type products. Insurance companies, certainly not then and not now, unless they operate in a bank separate and apart. Insurance companies that sell life insurance and even if they do investments are not supposed to do, they're not licensed to do products that mimic bank products. And the deposit type products that British American / PICO were offering to market as flexible premium annuities were essentially deposit type policies. You have X $100 and you come and you drop it by me, and I guarantee you an interest based on if you keep it 3 years, 1 year, 5 year, the interest rate will be determined by that. But where the banks could do that and do it well, you paying insurance agents to actually go and find those lump sums. So, and I think in some cases they were paid anywhere between 5 and 15%, depending on the length of time that the monies were deposited for. The longer the time the monies were deposited, I think the higher the commissions you will get. So let's assume, Andre, that you went to a guy and you got $1 million. Well, let's say 100,000, because not everybody could find you $1 million. Although some agents boasted, they'll go to the banks and the banks will write them a check for 5 million, whatever, because the bank will offer 8%, 9%, and so a lot of banks get caught in that too. Let's look at it how it impacts on the company, and that's why it was an extensive liability in terms of how the products were marketed and managed. So you get $100,000 from the market. Let's say the commission is 5%. You as agent is paid at the end of the month 5%. That is $5,000. Which means that the company has $95,000 to invest, because they just paid the agent 5 out of it that he just brought in.
Mm-hmm.
But on their books they have liability of $100,000 because they owe Andre $100,000 Andre deposited. So they have to invest 95
to make that 100 and more.
Exactly.
Oh, shucks.
So they have to now return a significant interest on that, because they only have $95,000 to go to market, but they're holding liability on the books for $100,000. Now multiply that by millions and billions of dollars. You see the problem the company has.
Now I could understand dumpling and rice.
Now
I could understand dumpling and rice.
I know it have got it.
So I tell you, man, this thing was, and that's why again I say the companies did foolishness, but the regulators, right? And I would say it at this forum and any other forum, the regulators, they erred big time, and the Caribbean paid the price.
The jackassy thing.
As I say, jackassy thing. You know, I heard one of the ministers in the U.S., senators as they call them, use the word jackassery.
Jackassery?
Yeah, he said, this is amongst the jackassery.
Oh, God.
And I said to him, what's the matter with this man? Yeah. So I go on Mr. Google.
Yeah.
Man, is a proper word.
Jackassery.
Jackassery.
What's it mean? Stupidity?
Doing foolishness.
Doing foolishness?
Yeah, utter foolishness.
All right, don't jacassery nothing here, you know, Stan. Dumpling and rice. Yeah. Anyway, gentlemen, it's gone past the 9 o'clock hour. It was nice having all three of you this morning.
Yeah, after a long time.
And let's look forward to next Tuesday. Yeah. Senator Sassy. That's the senator who used the word. So said Depo.
Oh, Depo.
Depo on top of the game.
Yeah.
Depo on top of the game. Yeah. So we'll join again. One of these mornings we'll have Depo in. Because, we'll have Depo. We'll bring him in via the same social media thing.
Yes.
Stan, thank you so much. Ryan, it was a pleasure seeing you again and having you on the program. Robert will be in contact with both of you as it relates to what the discussion will be for next Tuesday. Take care, God bless, and have a fun-filled day, both of you. Three of you.
All right, take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye, guys.
All right, bye-bye.
All right.
It is real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenada.com. Robert, thanks again. And
you're welcome.
Have a great day. News, better late than never.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
This is the latest news update produced by Triple N. Details when we get back.
Good day, Mr. James. I'm just here looking at Grenlike's new mobile app.
Sounds great. Can I use it to check my bill balance?
Absolutely. Let me show you. Enter your account number and Grenlike access number, and that's it. You can now check your balance, track your usage, receive outage alerts, and get updates from Grenlike in real time. You can even use the app to report a power outage or a fault with a pole or street light. Add as many accounts as you want. Track your business account, apartment rentals, and Granny's account, all in one convenient place.
Thanks, Susan. I'll be telling everyone I know about Grenlike's new app.
The Grenlike Mobile App. Download for 24/7 access.
Welcome back. Locally, Minister for Infrastructure Development Honorable Nolan Cox says work to address the land slippage at Molinier is set to begin in early June. In the region, in Trinidad and Tobago, Ansel Dennis elected as the People's National Movement Tobago Council's new leader. More in this report.
Time effective May 1, Ansel Dennis will lead the People's National Movement Tobago Council. Mr. Dennis was unopposed in the party's internal elections held on Sunday. Speaking to the media after registering his vote, he said he is ready to repair and rebuild the party.
There were internal challenges. There is evidently some division that took place in the party over the last couple years. And I will be honest to say that no, I don't think we have recovered fully from those issues. And therefore, it is my intention to, as far as possible, consult, as far as possible, provide the kind of people-centered, all-inclusive leadership that will bring people together.
Mr. Dennis informed that his first order of business would be to meet with the party's new executive.
But I think we need to make some changes to the organization itself, and of course we'll be looking at those issues. But more than that, I feel the need for the party to talk to the people of Tobago once again, as we have been doing all along, but I think we need to have a fresh conversation with the people of Tobago to determine our platform going forward.
12 of the candidates were unopposed. Coming out of the remaining 5, which saw contenders, Larry Paul is now the chairman, Vice Chairman Charles Adams, General Secretary Akisi London, Youth Officer Quincy Trim, and Labor Relations Officer Kenneth Thomas.
Around the globe, dozens killed in violence in volatile Unity State in South Sudan. Let's join the African News Network for this story.
Over 70 people have been killed in recent inter-ethnic violence in Unity State's volatile Lear County in South Sudan. The United Nations mission in the country also reported 64 cases of sexual violence in the same period, between February the 17th and April the 7th. The attacks were carried out by armed youths from the neighbouring counties of Koch and Mayandit. Markets, homes, humanitarian facilities and warehouses were also looted and burned down. An estimated 40,000 people have fled the violence in Lear, with thousands reportedly crossing the Nile River to shelter in another state. The UN mission has deployed more peacekeepers to conduct regular patrols in Lear town. South Sudan has been plagued by sporadic violence since it gained independence from Sudan in 2011. Just 2 years later, the new country descended into a civil war in which tens of thousands of people were killed. The civil war ended in 2018 with a peace agreement between President Salva Kiir and Vice President Riek Machar. As well as communal violence, tensions have risen recently after the deputy president accused the president of violating a fragile truce.
And in sports, the Boston Celtics completed a 4-0 sweep over the Brooklyn Nets to book their place in the Eastern Conference semifinals. This ends the latest update of news. Thank you for listening.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
Who wants to save 30%? Everybody. Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
Introducing the Grenlike Mobile App. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest